What's up, everybody? We're on a podcast now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about a very interesting GTA 6 rumor. And look, I'm pretty picky with these. I've said this before. A lot of GTA stuff out there, I think, is just clickbait nonsense, and call me controversial, whatever. I think a lot of it is this is the biggest game kind of ever. Previously, these kind of YouTubers or influencers or press or whatever, these are huge games. The Rockstar is a huge company, so having rumors on this thing are going to be some of the biggest things you've ever talked about. So with that being said, honestly, I try to avoid a lot of it. If you check out my channel, I don't talk about too many of them because I just feel a lot of them are garbage, and I like to call them out though when they are. Now, for this in particular, it's kind of a mix because there's some things here I very much want to believe and sound plausible. There's also some parts of it that I think are kind of like, okay, well, we're going to try to explain some finer details, and by saying the finer details, they make themselves out to be, okay, you're probably just making that up. And to start it off, though, we're talking about water, which I'll get into in just a second, but we have heard water rumors in regards to GTA 6 before, because I'm pretty sure I did cover it because I'm a water freak, okay? I love water parks, anything water related, me and Robert S. Pearson, we got it under lock. So I can guarantee you we've heard at least parts of this before. I'll go over what I think we've heard before, but that's the general tone here, okay? Is talking about water in GTA 6. So GTA 6 will reportedly feature the most realistic water physics ever seen in a video game. Rockstar Games has assembled a team of 20 top engineers exclusively dedicated to water physics modeling. The budget for this endeavor is reportedly between 200 and 300 million, according to reliable sources. This game will include surfing as well as hurricanes and floods. For the first time in an open world game, high and low tides will be dynamic. Now, I did see a lot of people in the comments saying, like, well, why is this even important? Like, how is this important to us? Really, that last part is important to people that are not water freaks. Okay, people like me would get excited just like the first couple of things, but how does it actually impact the average Joe's GTA 6 gameplay? It's that last part. Surfing, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's just an activity. People do that in real life and in games, right? Hurricanes and floods, dynamic type stuff there. That would be really sick. And then for the first time, high and low tides will be dynamic. So, okay, I mean, to be frank, that last part is what I want. The beginning part is just, okay, well, look, it's going to have the greatest water you've ever seen in the game. And trust me, I want that, okay? But, I mean, that's those are words. That's a very, not even descriptive way of saying it. The ending, okay, well, that's literally, imagine you're, by the beach and all of a sudden a freaking tide comes in and, floods the beach. That would be, or, obviously because of the fictional place that you're in, you could get these very large, rainstorms and thunderstorms and all this stuff, and you could have floods. That would be, I don't know, to have, a car chase and to have, part of the map be flooded because of rain that's just, dynamically happening would be some of the coolest things that you could ever experience in an open world video game, in my opinion, okay? But again, that goes into the water freak element of it. So all that stuff is cool. All that stuff I want. And, expectation, do I expect it? Probably not. I'm kind of trying to set my expectations not to the moon, especially for something I care so deeply about with water. Look, I want it to have the greatest water in all of gaming. I don't know if it will have it, but what I want to draw to your attention, okay, I got to be a man of honor and honestly stick to what I was saying in the beginning of the video. So a lot of this stuff is garbage, and when I do talk about it, I do like to try to analyze it. And if I see something wrong with it, I'm not just going to sit here and, I can get excited, again, about some parts, which I did, but I'm also not just going to believe it on a dime and pretend like everything with the rumor is okay. So let's take a little critical look here. So number one, there's no source. They say, in fact, at one point, they literally say, according to reliable sources, and this is not a two-part tweet. I was checking. I was saying, okay, they mention sources. Even the first part, right, will reportedly feature the most realistic water physics ever seen in the game. It's okay, cool. Is the next tweet, who said it? And then they say 20 to 30 top engineers, that's the last part. They say 200 million to 300 million, according to reliable sources. Who who is this reliable? Like, are they the janitor again? And we're looking at the janitor that cleans Rockstar's toilets every Tuesday night, and they were able to see the whiteboard, and they saw the money written down. They were going to the bathrooms to clean them, and they heard the president of Rockstar on the phone saying, hey, we got these really good guys that just are freaks with water. They know how to make it work, and it's going to cost $300 million for them to do it. So, okay, number one, no source. No source immediately makes me not believe it, because you gotta have, especially nowadays. But honestly, I mean, no, okay. In gaming, you need sources. Number two, for a game this big, literally, as I've said, I mean, what have I said? Let's do a little quiz here. No, it's so big. It's such a big game, okay? People can make stuff up, and it can make their day. It can make them have more power and more clout, really, I guess is the word, than ever before, right? I mean, that's what making up rumors does for people just in general. If they are truly just making it up for, like, the fun of the game, is that they're, hey, like, this is a chance for me to gain a little notoriety, like, online. And for a game as big as GTA, anybody, I could go tomorrow under a fake name and claim 10 different things about GTA, and I guarantee you, like, 5 different people would cover it, because that's just how it works. That's like, I mean, that's the internet, but that's also like the GTA Rockstar, like, because it's such a big game. Okay, so that's number one. That's a big problem to me. Number two, the flex of info is that you have 20 to 30 engineers and the money, okay, saying about the water and saying the impact of the water on the game. That is like, that's almost the shock value, right? That's saying, okay, again, how is it going to impact you playing the game? Why should you care reading it? Well, it's going to do this and it's going to do that, okay? So we're kind of building a story here. Now, you have to kind of prove yourself, right? Well, you kind of have to give it more details than it's really needed. Again, I actually do believe you need sources, but then on top of that, well, they think, okay, well, if we just make it kind of sound a little bit more fancy. So I guess what I'm getting at is, does it make it more or less believable, those middle two things? Well, to have 20 to 30 people just working on water, I don't know, okay? I can't look you in the face. I mean, technically, I'm looking somebody in the eyes right now. I can't really do that with utmost confidence and say, okay, well, that's true or that's false, right? It definitely lies in a more I don't know. My gut tells me that's a lie. My gut tells me, do you need 20 to 30 people that have worked for however, God knows how long, just to make the water work? Is that something that was even necessary to put in this leak? No. Is it something that they added to probably make it more believable? Yes. Does it make it more believable? And I would lean no. I would lean it actually does not help the overall rumor. That's just me, okay? The second part, though, I actually think probably hurts it more than anything. So 200 to 300 million. Look, I hate the stupid budget thing with GTA. That's one thing I can say with utmost confidence. All the rumors of like how much this thing costs. At this point, let's just let them tell us in another year and a half. I'm sure eventually they'll let it slip, or they will purposely come out and say, you know, how much it costs. I don't really believe that. I think, $2 billion is the one number that's out there. I don't really believe that. I guess, look, to make water work in this game, to cost $300 million, if the budget is $2 billion, does that make sense? Kind of does. But here's the deal, all right? Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is one of the most expensive games of all time. Halo Infinite actually was more expensive, but you look at the most expensive games at all time, 200, 250, 300 million, okay? Halo Infinite, I think, was reported to be 500, which is unreal, but most games that are considered too high and are considered the most expensive games ever are in that range of 2 to 300 million. Those are definitive. We know those from like stats and like actual facts, okay? So you're telling me just to get the water to run in this game and to run properly, it costs the exact same amount of money that it costs Spider-Man 2 to entirely be made. God of War, Horizon, all these high-profile PlayStation, Xbox games, that's how much it costs just for the water. Again, does it make sense if the budget somehow was $2 billion? Yeah. At the same time, though, I don't know, because like 300 million, that's like what? That's like 1/6, maybe 1/7 of the overall budget. If it was $2 billion, the water was like 1/6 of the overall budget. Why? I mean, look, I'm okay with that, but are you? Are you okay having an open world game with story, characters, music, writing, all this different stuff, just NPC behavior, and just making an open world game. Are we really going to fool ourselves into thinking that 1/6 of the budget of the entirety of GTA 6 was just to make the water work? I see, that's the part that I can get excited. I think this is just fun. I like talking about these things, but then those two things make me think, yeah, this is a lie. This was just made up. Could it still have the best water in all of gaming? Yeah, definitely could. Is this rumor accurate? Probably not. This is probably just somebody making it up. Long story short, I know it took 10 minutes to get here, but I want it to be real. I don't think it's real, just simply because, honestly, actually, of those two things right there, I feel like something's off with that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.